Us magicians are known for hiding things in our disgusting little hands. We hide our insecurities. We hide our fears. Come, I'll demonstrate this with a simple card trick. Watch. We have, in this case, the 5 of hearts. Please don't look at my feet. So what a disgusting magician will do is that they'll take a card like the 5 of hearts and they'll hide it inside of their hand, just like this. When you're not looking, they'll sneak it in their pocket, they'll sneak it on you, which is even worse. But the good magicians could actually make it, well, invisible on both sides. See, you can't see it here, you can't see it here. It's not on the top, it's not on the bottom, it's in my hand. And if I rub it here, it's actually now on my thigh. That's why they say the hand's quicker than the, you get it? It's supposed to be eye, but I said thigh. And if we actually rub that spot on the thigh, we could actually make the card reappear. And that really didn't do anything. The better your life did it. It's all fun, mate. That's not just a line I told to an Englishman outside of a bar in Blackpool after he threatened to punch my face through the wall. It's my sentiment when it comes to this card trick. It's just all fun. You show the participants something. You're putting them on the inside. Hey, this is how magicians do things. They hide things in their palm. Look, we just hide it in our palm. But really, I'm lying to you because I'm showing you a trick in the context of teaching you something, allegedly. Now, this does require a little bit more of an advanced sleight of hand move known as the one-handed top palm. I do teach that on my Patreon to great extent, the home of the PigCake Magic Academy. I suggest you check on that because I have over 1,300 tutorials on the PigCake Magic Academy and counting. I'm always uploading. So go ahead and check that out. But apart from that, it's not really difficult. You're doing a double lift where you lift 2 cards up as one. You're lying and then you're palming, but you're palming under heavy cover. So you should be able to do it. Even if you're one of these people that are nervous about hiding cards in your palm on your person, well, guess what? This trick is gonna be easy because the attention is on your thigh. Now, first thing you need to do is a double lift. This is where you lift 2 cards up as one. In this case, I'm using the Missing Piece deck of playing cards. This is my deck coming to Kickstarter soon. If you're watching this after the Kickstarter campaign, well, hopefully you have your hands on one. But here we have a double lift. So we're showing the participants what they think is 1 card, really it's 2. And here we're gonna turn this double over into our hand in this position. This is known as a tent vanish. It's a very nice vanish because what we're doing here is we're coming in with our right hand. Now notice that my finger is extended in this weird middle school, I don't know how to finger yet, but it's gonna be very important because it's gonna show that card up until the last minute. Now when I go to pretend to palm the card, I'm just gonna close that gap up. And here I'm going to squeeze and pretend to put that card in my palm. Really, what I'm doing is I'm just letting this card fall onto the deck. Now, when you do this particular technique, it's very important that you don't move this thumb, or you try as hard as you can not to move it, because that's going to add to the illusion the fact that the thumb doesn't really move and you don't see any jitters of that thumb. But it just looks like that card is placed in your palm, and now you could hold your hand like this where they think there's a card there. One more time, we've shown a double. We've taken that card apparently in the hand, we've let it fall on the deck. They think it's in your hand, and you could tell them that magicians hide cards in their hand all the time, although the real good ones make it invisible like this. Now at this point, you could take the card and rub it against your thigh and go, look, I'll place it there for now, but you can see the card is not on the top, it's not on the bottom, and of course you can maintain this flamingo pose because it's going to look ridiculous. But also it's going to be interesting because it seems like, oh look, I've placed the card on my thigh. Now I'm going to take the cards in my right hand and point at my thigh. If you've been in magic for any amount of time, you know that when you point at something, typically people tend to look. Now, especially because you're in this flamingo pose and you're pointing at your thigh, they're definitely going to look at your thigh. Now, while that's happening, all I'm doing is a one-handed top palm. So I'm just palming this card in my hand. I'm pressing with my pinky on the upper right corner, and that card places the card in a palm position. Now, I have a lot of cover to do this because the attention is on my thigh. Now, at this point, I could just regroup the cards, rub my thigh, producing the card, and show it to make an appearance, and now you have a nice little bit where you apparently bring them in and really you're just lying through your teeth. So that tent vanish works for a lot of things. It's a nice thing to do because, well, they think that you're putting a card in your palm, but really you're not. A fun way to do it is if you have a card in palm already and you place the card in this tent position, you actually pretend like the card is in your palm. Really, I'm just depositing the card on top of the deck, and they get the illusion that now the card's in my hand because, well, it's not here, so it has to be here. Really, there's nothing there. Now, the card is, of course, second from the top face up. You're more than welcome to do whatever it is you want to do with that. I recommend giving it to your uncle as a consolatory gift for last night. I don't see other channels making sex jokes during their card trick tutorials. Some advice at the end of the video. I always like to give you guys something that you could take in your own personal lives in order to better yourselves. For example, here I'm going to talk about Boy, this is really harder than I thought because I think I've gone through most of the stuff in my nearby vicinity. Hats, I guess. Hats right here. I wear this hat all the time. It's my favorite hat. As you can see, there's a hat with a hat on it. It's an interesting conversation starter. People go, hey man, you got a hat on your hat. And I go, yeah, I make terrible decisions in life. And from there, it's a nice little icebreaker, right? And it also does the job of hiding my hairline because my hairline is running away from me. So putting on a hat, a nice little life hack, if you happen to have a Vegeta hairline, it does a good job at hiding your situation.
I see you again, when 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 I see you again.